Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the very late, fashionably late, week 3 update for February's Movie Marquee Challenge. What is the Movie Marquee Challenge, you may ask? If you have not yet been here last year or this year, the Movie Marquee Challenge is a year-long project challenge thing that I'm doing. Last year, Sandy from Crochet 8 Canada and I did it, and this year I am doing it with Bella from Bella's Crochet Gifts and Samantha from Amethyst Craftworks. It is at the beginning of the year. We, have picked movies, and then we are each taking turns picking movies, one a month. Last month was my month. This month is Bella's month. And coming up very quickly for March is Samantha's month. And then it'll rotate back to me. So we will show you the movie poster for the picked movie, which I'll get to in just a second. From those colors, we are picking inspiration from different colors in the poster, and we're making projects. Different projects. Bella's doing like full-on blankets like I did last year. Samantha is doing different squares with different themes, and she's putting them all together to make a cardigan at the end of the year. And then like last year she did that same like concept but with granny squares for a blanket. And then I am doing, last year I did a blanket a month. I am doing what I'm calling a tile a month. I picked a cal. I'll tell you about that in just a minute when I show it to you. But I picked a cal that is meant to be like a full-size blanket. I did up to a certain amount of rows, and I'll do those same amount of rows per month. The cal wanted me to pick 9 colors. So I'm doing my very best to do that per month. We'll see which movie posters have how many colors in. I may or may not do 9. I may double up on some colors or you know, whatnot. We'll see where inspiration takes me. But I am, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, I'm taking the triangle that I'm stopping at for that. Or not triangle, diamond, and rectangling that off. If I can find my words, that'd be great. And I will have a blanket by the end of the year. So we are also inviting all of you guys to join along with us and find some inspiration hidden in these movie posters and make a project with us. Now, as you can tell by my descriptions, they've been different. Like our projects have been different from each one of us, like varied for each one of us. And there's no rule, there's no regulation, there's no, we need you guys to make this, anything like that. Whatever your heart desires, it doesn't have to be the same thing a month. You don't have to be the basket person. You don't have to be the amigurumi person. You don't have to be the blanket person. I mean, I guess if you're doing a square per month, you may want to continue to be the square person, or it's going to be a really small blanket, but that's still up to you. Do whatever your heart desires, basically, you know, whatever. And my Facebook group is linked down below. So we just want you to post it and let us enjoy your creativity also. Like, just share along with us throughout the year. That being said, let us get on and commence with this month's movie pick. Here is the poster Bella chose, Goonies. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different colors. I didn't have any problems picking my 9 colors. I saw a beautiful basket that somebody made that was mixing different colors, and they chose a lot of different colors, and they were just beautiful. Last year I endeavored to use yarns solely from my collection, which I did do. I'm endeavoring to do the same thing this year. And I also, I had mentioned how much like floppy skeins and scraps that I had. And so I'm using this, and you'll see why. If you haven't seen the like last month's tile, you'll see why this is a possibility. I'm endeavoring to use a lot of those up, and it's a very easy thing to do with some of these. I'll show you the colors that I'm using based on this poster. So the smaller balls here, we have the gold in the treasure, which is a Joann's Big Twist value. It is in varsity gold. This is the remnants. I think I had this in last month's also. So some of the colors will be overlapping, which I mean, that's good, you know, to kind of have a little bit of, I was going to say coincidity. I don't think that's a word. To have them cohesive? Yes, cohesivity. That's a word, right? To have them all cohesive anyway. It's nice to have a little run along color. So this is just anyway, Joann's Big Twist value. Now that our grammar lesson or English lesson for the day is over, since I shouldn't be doing that right now. Big Twist value, varsity gold. This was, so I thought that this was a Red Heart Super Saver in Patty Green. I'm still not convinced that it isn't, but I'm also thinking this could have been a Big Twist value in varsity green before. So there's Big Twist value was a lot rougher at one point than it is now. This one I can tell you is much, much softer, but I had a few skeins of the rougher variety, and I think this may have been like the varsity green version. I think this may be a Big Twist value, but it isn't a lot different than Red Heart Super Saver. Just saying. So, I mean, one or the other. This, I had originally thought, see, here's the problem with scraps, right? I had originally thought this was a Red Heart with Love. That's the difference between these two. This could either be a Red Heart Super Saver, or this could be a Red Heart with Love. Because I had originally thought this was a Red Heart with Love. This is a Big Twist value. I think it's in the color Sapphire, but I could be also wrong on that one. This is another Big Twist value, and I'm fairly certain it's in the color Cornflower. This is part of there's like a water in the background of the poster. There's this, and then I have a white, I'll just tell you. I have a white that's part of it because it's like the light in the water. I thought that would be good. This was for the treasure, and these are two of the gemstones in the treasure, obviously the emerald and the sapphire. Here is the ruby, which is another Big Twist value. Bet you didn't see that coming. I don't know how I ended up, well, yes, I do. I know how I ended up with so many Big Twist value. I don't know how I ended up with so many in this project, I guess, but I guess at one point I just used a bunch of that, so that happened to be in my scrap bin. Here, but these are like to represent the rubies also, I suppose. This is in varsity red. There's a lot of varsity in the Big Twist value color scheme names. But that is that. I know that's what that is because that's in my hopper cabin blanket, as is this color, which is another Big Twist value, in the color chocolate brown. This is the white that I spoke of, which is a Walmart Mainstays. That's the word I was looking for, Walmart. This is the color, it's in the color camel, and it's another Joann's Big Twist value. And then this is a very old Bernat value yarn. In the color, the band is missing. I think the color is just called orange. This is, I had bought this at Meijer, my Meijer store, which is a lot like, if you haven't seen any of my Meijer videos, if you don't have one in your area, it's a little bit of an upscale-ish Walmart. So they have some yarn. They sell a lot of Bernat instead of Red Heart. So they sell Bernat value. They had a lot on clearance at one point. I'm guessing like old labels kind of thing, because they still have this color. But I had bought all of the orange because I was, I'm all about orange anyway. And it's just one of those colors that I have that I could have sworn 3 or 4 times over that I had used the last of it, and yet I keep finding it. So it just like keeps multiplying so I can keep using it. But I mean, I guess I really can't complain about that. But that is like the color of the wording in the poster. So those are my colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did get all 9 colors. I knew I did. I just wanted to double count, or yeah, double check. And they have been living in one of my Hellfire Club Stranger Things bags. Now the tile that I spoke of, it is from a cal that happened several years ago called the Anno 1926 cal. It was designed by Iman Vanderkron, and the video tutorials are by Tanya Leis, L-E-I-S. All that information is going to be down below. It will be all year long because all of my tiles are going to be based off of this. Now I did all of part 1 because there's like 17 parts to the videos, right? It's kind of like the Sophie's Universe cal, if you've seen those videos, how there's like so many parts to it because it's such a big complicated pattern. There's 17 different videos. I stopped at like, I want to say like, I don't know, around 33 or 34, maybe. I can't remember for sure. Which is like it's all of video 1 and like a quarter of video 2. There came a point where the next part of the blanket is making little Dutch girls in the design, and no, I'm not gonna pass. Sorry, I did not want that for my overall look, so I passed on that. So I'm gonna show you what I have so far, which is the whole part of the cal, and then what I have, and I sewed in all the ends because I did show you that last week, how many and you'll understand when you see it how many ends there are to this. But here it is in all of its diamondy glory. It's a little bit ruffly. That'll straighten out more as I go. Get this up close and far away. Yeah, in diamondy, so it can go like this. I don't know which way I'll lay the blanket yet, but it doesn't really matter. You can hold the blanket either way. But for the most part, like there's only one row of the orange in this one, because there's only the lettering in the thing, and that's it. And then same with the blue and white, the light blue and the white are together because it was just that water in the poster that were together. The 3 different gem colors only appear once because it's not like there was that many different gemstones. Like there might have been, but they weren't like a big part of the picture. And then there was a lot of like light brown in the clothing, and there was a lot of dark brown between like the clothing and the surroundings of the sewer or whatever they were in. And the gold, there's quite a bit of gold sprinkled in the rows because of the the treasure that they were standing on. So that is why I chose the amount of colors that I chose. Because obviously, like, even though I had 9 colors, I could have assigned them all like color A, B, C, and D and went with the pattern the way that I did. But then several of these colors wouldn't even be in here because they didn't move on to those colors until later in the blanket. So I just sprinkled them in the way that I felt they fit in with the movie poster. And then, like, I like the back too, to be fully honest. But I sewed in all the ends, and it was just a big stringy mess up until today, actually. Because today I finished working on it. Like, I had it up until, I think the first color I worked on today was the orange. So orange on up, and then sewed in all the ends. And for this next week, I will rectangle it off, and I think I'm going to, as long as it matches up well enough, and it should, I'm going to continuous join it to the other square, or the other rectangle that I made the last month's, which is Young Guns. So they'll just all be in order, because even if the color scheme looks a little weird doing it that way, I want them all to lay in order. So I'll probably do a 3x4 for the 12 months. That seems like the best way to do it, and then I'll decide on whatever border I decide on. December's I'll just have to hurry through, I guess. And really, honestly, I could do all of this in a week if I didn't extend it out. So I could do December's quickly, in theory, as long as I get my stuff together, because December will also be Vlogmas. It will also be, obviously, the holidays. So you guys remind me that I need to get like my gift wrapping done in November, would you please? And sent out and ready to give so that I'm not stressed out through the month of December this year, because I was last year bad. I was like, I don't like to be a right up to the minute person. I hate that. Hate it. I'm going to be much more put together this year. That's my holiday goal. Usually, and if I'm going to crochet something, I usually start like, I don't know, end of August. Like I let my birthday go and then I start crocheting for it. Like I plan it out and crochet if I'm going to do it. I didn't this last couple years really, but anyway. So next time you see this, they should be rectangled out and they should be joined together with the other one. And there will be, like, I guess technically a 10th color because I'm going to use black to border it like I did the last one. So, and join it that way. The last one, I just did like one row of every single color in the blanket, alternating by color. So I just took all 9 colors and changed, I did all 9 colors and then started again and, made the diamond shape into a rectangle. I think I might do like, I'm going to work out the colors and see how it'll work out, but I might do like dark brown, light brown, and then a color like red or whatever. And then light brown, dark brown, light brown, and then a different color. You know what I mean? So it's like colors trapped in the middle of all the brown still, because there's so much brown in the cover of the movie. I don't know. We'll see how it ends up being, because I don't want to do everyone just the colors radiating out like I did the first one. I mean, it'll still be colors radiating out, but I want to do a different like color pattern to it. Anyway, I've rambled on enough, but those are my plans for it. Hopefully you like it as much as the last one. I really like it. Even though it's the same pattern, the different colors, like, this is duh when I say it, but I mean, this, even though it's the same pattern, the different colors, like, definitely put a different twist to it. Which, like, of course they do. But, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me because I did it, but, like, I could definitely see, like, the Young Guns cover in the last one. I can definitely see, like, the Goonies cover in this one. I don't know. I think it worked out pretty well. Hopefully they all do. I was a little bit worried once I realized, because when I first started, I didn't realize that these overlays were flowers. And that different things, like I said, when I was working on when I was first looking at it, I hadn't realized that the next part of the pattern was actually little Dutch girls. And there was no real way to change them. They were going to be little Dutch girls no matter what color I made them, so they would just look like alien little Dutch girls. So that's why I omitted that and just stopped here. But like for like this, even though it's a flower, making it a different like wacky color that is in this color scheme also, I don't know, just makes it less flowery and more of a design, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. But yeah, hopefully you like it. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully it works out. I was so iffy with the way the corners rippled just a little bit the way that I did them last time. But I do think once I join them up, especially if I get like more than a couple together and, they're stretched out with each other, I think that they'll flatten out much better. So we shall see. If not, like, honestly, it's so pretty and yet so busy that honestly, even if it ripples a little, I'm still going to be really super proud of it. So yeah, that's what I got so far. So The other ladies are going to be linked down below. Make sure to check their channels out. There's also a playlist that I have been super good at so far. I know it's only been 2 months that we're in so far, but I've been super good about adding their videos to it. So you should be able to see all of our movie marquee videos for the month of for the year of 2023. Yeah, so make sure to check them out, give them Yarny love. Definitely make sure that you head over to Samantha's channel if you plan to participate, because she's doing the announcement for next month's movie pretty soon. So yeah, go check her out, and check Belle out also, obviously. But yeah, definitely make sure to check Samantha out if you plan to participate next month. So until the next video, I will talk to you guys later. All right, I love you guys. Bye.